Dhaka, 14:50 local time. A Rosatom officer hits send. Package arrived. Secure. 15 seconds later, 12 Wild Hornet FPV drones punch under the radar horizon at 150 miles per hour. Inside the warehouse, 18 tons of Russia's Rupper nuclear components. Putin thought this cargo was safer than the Kremlin vault. He was wrong. Subscribe now if you want clear, unsentimental reporting, because what follows is fire and physics. Hazrat Shah Jalal Airport, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Inside a double-doored logistics office with bullet-resistant glass, a Rosatom official confirms by email, arrived. Secure. At that exact second, 50 kilometers away in a humid jungle clearing, 3 disguised mothership trucks drop their ramps. Payload bays snap open. 12 Wild Hornet FPV drones launch in formation, leveling at just 50 feet above the delta. Too low for conventional radar, hidden by the Earth's curvature. For a month, Kyiv ran a shell game. Commercial telemetry and Starlink uplinks traced every handoff. One surgical patch to Russia's logistics network injected a single false line, flammable industrial chemicals. In reality, that chemical container held dormant FPVs with modified lithium packs. No radio wake-up for jammers to catch. Activation would be by light alone. The stakes are not just monetary. Rupper's 2.4 gigawatts lifeline runs through this shipment. Destroying it means an 18-month freeze, a reputational wound, and a very uneasy India asking why Moscow can't protect its crown jewels 4,000 miles from the front. 1448. High above, a LA-100 recon drone locks onto the target. Its 4K infrared camera reads the QR through the warehouse's thin metal roof. A coded IR laser pulse, invisible, unjammable, kisses the exact container. Inside, the modified battery begins to short, a tiny ember starting a fire from within. 1449. In Dhaka's Air Defense Center, an operator leans forward. On a screen filled with predictable airline tracks, a new anomaly blooms. 12 tiny contacts, too low, too fast. Alarm. On the perimeter, a soldier lifts an M16, fires. A drone pops, cheap plastic and smoke. The room cheers for exactly 4 seconds. The remaining 11 don't scatter, don't even twitch. It was a $500 decoy. Someone is playing 4-dimensional chess. The Bangladeshi commander lifts the red direct line to Rosatom's on-site security chief, 500 yards from the cargo. Confirmed drone swarm. Direct vector to your location. The Russian doesn't ask questions. He drops the handset and keys his own net. 3 kilometers away, a concealed Panzer S-1 receives the phrase that ends exercises and starts war. Threat real. Engage now. 1450. Panzer radar floods the sky. On paper, it's over in seconds. In practice, the Hornets do something brilliant and reckless. 4 peel away and dust a stack of empty containers with thermite powder. A white-hot tongue of 2,000 degrees roars to life, dragging every eye, every fire hose, every panicked rifle to the wrong blaze. While chaos blooms on the ground, the real attack unfolds in silence above. The LEA-100 paints the correct container with a steady IR laser. Inside the Russian office, a thermal monitor blips. 77B is up 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Too small to be random. Too big to ignore. Primary asset compromised. Evacuate now. 2 Russian soldiers shoulder Igles manpads, their seekers sniffing for the faint heat of electric motors. A piercing tone hits the Ukrainian pilot's headset. Missile lock. He yanks left, pulling 9G. A white-hot blur streaks past, missing by meters. 1451. Another Igla launches. No time to jink. The pilot taps a single button. An ALE-47 flare pops from the drone's belly, a miniature sun, hotter than any motor. The missile's brain chooses the brightest target and veers, detonating harmlessly downrange. The first threat is gone, but the thermite smoke now blinds the approach, and the container is moving. The pilot flies on instruments, blind, hunted, with the target slipping away. The fix comes from above. The LEA-100 pierces the smoke as if it isn't there, keeping the laser glued to the moving container. In the pilot's FPV feed, a green targeting box appears, a real-time breadcrumb trail through the chaos. 6 drones with spent decoys peel off to suppress Manpad's teams, forcing them to dive for cover. The remaining 5 follow the laser path. They burst through the smoke like ghosts. Russian soldiers on the winch glance up too late. Impact. Thermobaric physics doesn't shout, it inhales. First, a shaped charge punches a hole. A 1.1 second delay. Then an aerosol fuel cloud mixes with the air. The detonation doesn't just explode outward. It creates a sustained 2,500-degree, 1,000 psi pressure wave that eats oxygen as fuel. Concrete doesn't contain it. It reflects it. The warehouse becomes a pressure cooker. Steel beams bow. The roof fractures and falls inward, burying the evidence under its own collapse. In the office, an electromagnetic surge fries servers, manifests, tracking logs, proof of delivery. The lights are still on. The data is gone. The runway shuts. Black, acrid smoke closes one of Asia's busiest airports for 6 hours. Sirens wail. Fire engines can't get close. There is no rescue. There is nothing left to save. Hours later, a Maxerpass shows a 15-meter circle of twisted black metal where state-of-the-art once stood. Official toll, 18 tons of critical nuclear components lost. For Bangladeshi soldiers with minor injuries, a small, politically massive price for Russian hubris. But the damage that matters is kinetic diplomacy. First, rupper freezes, an 18-month delay, Russian influence in Asia put on ice. Next, political shockwaves hit New Delhi. India, Moscow's key regional partner, now sees liability, an ally who cannot safeguard its most sensitive shipments far from war. Then insurance and logistics lock up. Every high-value Russian shipment is treated as a potential bomb. Premiums spike. Inspections crawl. Supply lines choke on suspicion. And in the Kremlin, the most corrosive weapon detonates. Paranoia. Briefings shrink. The circle of trust gets smaller. Blame pinballs, CIA, a rogue insider, or a Ukrainian with a laptop and a map. The lesson is brutal. Don't ship secrets when your adversary already has your QR code. If you've stayed with this operation to here, drop a comment. Was the real target the hardware, or Moscow's credibility? Your comment helps this report reach more people and keeps independent analysis alive. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next chapter of low-signature warfare. The IL-20 AWACS lifts off too late. It will see only heat ghosts and a hole where pride used to be. The question now isn't, how did this happen? But, how does Moscow move anything sensitive again? The answer will redraw contracts, alliances, and doctrine. Silent lasers, cheap drones, unforgiving physics. What's Russia's next move? Denial, cyber retaliation, or a total overhaul of its global logistics chain? Post your analysis below. If this cut through the fog for you, subscribe now. Next episode, how point defense can, and can't, stop FPV swarms, and why low, slow, and smart is rewriting the battlefield.